Albert Einstein, one of the most renowned physicists in history, was born on March 14, 1879, in Ulm, in the Kingdom of Württemberg, part of the German Empire. He was the first child of Hermann and Pauline Einstein. His father was a salesman and later a factory owner, while his mother was a homemaker who greatly valued education and music. Despite his later fame for intellectual brilliance, Einstein's early life did not show exceptional promise, and his childhood was marked by a few peculiarities. Early childhood. As a child, Einstein displayed a quiet and reflective nature. His parents initially worried about his development, as he started speaking later than most children. By the age of 3 or 4, he finally began to articulate sentences, though he was still somewhat slow to communicate. This led some to label him as a late bloomer, but these early challenges with speech may have contributed to his unique way of thinking, which would later redefine the scientific world. Einstein grew up in a middle-class, secular Jewish family. Though his parents were not deeply religious, he was sent to a Catholic elementary school in Munich, where he spent the first few years of his education. This diverse environment exposed him to different cultures and religions, shaping his open-mindedness and tolerance. One of the most significant influences on Einstein's early intellectual curiosity was his mother, who introduced him to music. She encouraged him to play the violin, an activity he cherished throughout his life. Another pivotal moment occurred when his father gave him a compass at the age of 5. Young Einstein was captivated by the invisible forces that caused the needle to move. This seemingly simple experience sparked his lifelong fascination with science and the mysteries of the universe. Education and early challenges. Einstein's formal education began at the Luitpold Gymnasium, now known as the Albert Einstein Gymnasium, in Munich. However, he struggled with the rigid and authoritarian teaching methods employed at the time. The rote memorization and lack of creative freedom frustrated him. Einstein later recalled that the school's environment stifled his intellectual growth and imagination, leading him to feel alienated from traditional education. Despite his difficulties in school, Einstein demonstrated a natural aptitude for mathematics and science. By the age of 12, he had taught himself Euclidean geometry and was solving complex mathematical problems on his own. His uncle Jakob, an engineer and a family friend, Max Talmud, played crucial roles in fostering his intellectual development. Talmud introduced Einstein to advanced science and philosophy texts, including works by Immanuel Kant and other prominent thinkers. In 1894, when Einstein was 15, his family moved to Italy due to his father's business struggles. Left behind in Munich to complete his education, Einstein became increasingly unhappy with the constraints of his school. He eventually left the Luitpold Gymnasium without a diploma, citing his dissatisfaction with the academic environment, pursuit of higher education. Einstein's unconventional path to higher education began in Switzerland. At 16, he applied to the Swiss Federal Polytechnic School in Zurich, now ETH Zurich. Although he excelled in the mathematics and physics portions of the entrance exam, his scores in other subjects were insufficient for admission. Undeterred, Einstein enrolled in a Swiss secondary school in Aarau to complete his high school diploma. During his time there, he flourished under the guidance of progressive teachers who encouraged critical thinking and intellectual exploration. In 1896, Einstein graduated and was admitted to the Polytechnic School to study physics and mathematics. While he often skipped lectures to study independently, he developed a deep understanding of theoretical physics. He graduated in 1900 with a diploma in teaching mathematics and physics, though his rebellious attitude toward authority made it challenging for him to secure a teaching position. Einstein, one of the most renowned physicists in history, had a personal life as complex and intriguing as his scientific work. His marriage life was marked by intellectual partnerships, emotional struggles, and personal challenges. Einstein's first marriage was to Mileva Maric, a fellow physicist and mathematician. They met in 1896 while both were students at the Swiss Federal Polytechnic in Zurich. Mileva, originally from Serbia, was an ambitious and intelligent woman who shared Einstein's passion for science. Their relationship began as an intellectual partnership, with Einstein often relying on Mileva for discussions about his work. Some historians speculate that Maliva may have contributed to Einstein's early work, including his groundbreaking theories, though this remains a topic of debate. The couple married in 1903 and had 3 children, Liesl, Hans Albert, and Eduard. Liesl, their first child, was born out of wedlock and is believed to have died young or been given up for adoption. Their 2 sons, Hans Albert and Eduard, had very different paths in life. Hans Albert became a successful engineer, while Eduard struggled with schizophrenia, which deeply affected the family. Einstein and Maritz's marriage, however, was fraught with difficulties. While they initially bonded over their shared interests, their relationship deteriorated over time. Einstein's growing fame put a strain on their marriage, as he became increasingly absorbed in his work and less attentive to Maliva. Additionally, their personalities and priorities diverged, with Einstein prioritizing his scientific career and Maliva focusing on their children and household responsibilities. By 1914, the couple's relationship had become so strained that Einstein presented Maliva with a list of strict conditions for continuing their marriage. These conditions included specific rules about household management and minimal personal interaction, emphasizing that their relationship was now purely functional. Maliva reluctantly agreed, but their marriage continued to decline. They officially separated in 1914, and their divorce was finalized in 1919. As part of the divorce settlement, Einstein promised to give Maliva the prize money from his future Nobel Prize, a promise he honored when he won the award in 1921. Shortly after his divorce from Maliva, Einstein married his second wife, Elsa Lowenthal, who was also his cousin. Elsa had been a supportive presence in Einstein's life during his marital troubles with Maliva, and their relationship grew closer over time. They married in 1919 and remained together until Elsa's death in 1936. Unlike Maliva, Elsa did not share Einstein's intellectual pursuits, but instead provided him with emotional support and managed his domestic life. She played a crucial role in handling his correspondence and public engagements as his fame grew, allowing Einstein to focus on his work. While Einstein's second marriage was more stable than his first, it was not without its challenges. Einstein's personal letters reveal that he had extramarital relationships with other women during his marriage to Elsa, reflecting his complicated and often unconventional approach to relationships. Widely regarded as one of the most brilliant minds in human history, his groundbreaking theories revolutionized the field of physics, reshaped our understanding of the universe, and laid the foundation for numerous technological advancements. Einstein's achievements extend far beyond his scientific discoveries, influencing philosophy, education, and social justice. 1. Development of the theory of relativity. Einstein's most renowned achievement is his development of the theory of relativity, which fundamentally changed our understanding of space, time, and gravity. In 1905, he introduced the special theory of relativity, which demonstrated that the laws of physics are the same for all non-accelerating observers, and that the speed of light is constant regardless of motion. A key result of this theory is the iconic equation E equals mc squared, which shows the equivalence of mass and energy. In 1915, Einstein expanded upon this with his general theory of relativity, which explained how massive objects like stars and planets warp the fabric of spacetime, causing what we perceive as gravity. General relativity was confirmed in 1919 through observations of starlight bending around the sun during a solar eclipse, catapulting Einstein to global fame. 2. Nobel Prize in Physics, 1921. In 1921, Einstein was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics, not for relativity, but for his work on the photoelectric effect. This phenomenon, which involves the emission of electrons from a material when exposed to light, provided crucial evidence for the quantum nature of light. Einstein proposed that light behaves as both a wave and a particle, introducing the concept of photons. His insights into the photoelectric effect laid the groundwork for quantum mechanics and innovations like solar panels and modern electronics. 3. Contributions to quantum mechanics. Although Einstein is best known for relativity, he also made significant contributions to the development of quantum mechanics. His work on the photoelectric effect and the concept of energy quanta helped shape the early stages of this field. However, Einstein had reservations about quantum mechanics' probabilistic nature, famously remarking, "God does not play dice." Despite his criticisms, his debates with physicists like Niels Bohr were instrumental in refining the theory. Brownian motion and statistical physics. In another 1905 paper, Einstein provided a theoretical explanation for Brownian motion, the random movement of particles suspended in a fluid. He showed that this motion could be attributed to the collisions of particles with atoms or molecules, providing empirical evidence for the existence of atoms. This work was a milestone in statistical physics and helped establish the atomic theory of matter. 5. Unified field theory and later work. Throughout his life, Einstein pursued the idea of a unified field theory, a single framework to describe all fundamental forces of nature, including gravity and electromagnetism. Although he did not succeed, his efforts paved the way for modern research in theoretical physics, including string theory and the quest for a theory of everything. Dharma 6. Technological and practical impacts. Einstein's discoveries have had profound technological implications. The principles of relativity are essential for GPS technology, as they account for the effects of time dilation caused by the Earth's gravitational field. His work also influenced the development of nuclear energy with EMC², providing the theoretical foundation for understanding how mass could be converted into energy. 7. Advocacy and humanitarian efforts. Beyond science, Einstein was a committed advocate for peace, education, and civil rights. A vocal critic of nationalism and militarism, he fled Nazi Germany in 1933 and settled in the United States. He actively spoke out against racism, supported the civil rights movement, and opposed the use of nuclear weapons after World War II. In 1955, Einstein co-authored the Russell-Einstein Manifesto, which called for nuclear disarmament and peaceful global cooperation. 8. Cultural and intellectual influence. Einstein's influence extends beyond science into philosophy and popular culture. His theories have inspired countless works of art, literature, and film. His image, characterized by his wild hair and thoughtful demeanor, has become synonymous with genius and creativity. Albert Einstein's achievements transformed our understanding of the universe and left an indelible mark on science, technology, and humanity. From reshaping the laws of physics to advocating for social justice, his legacy continues to inspire generations of scientists, thinkers, and dreamers. Einstein's ability to challenge established ideas and explore the unknown serves as a timeless reminder of the power of curiosity and the pursuit of knowledge. Physicist is renowned for his groundbreaking contributions to science, particularly his theory of relativity, which fundamentally altered humanity's understanding of space, time, and energy. However, beyond his scientific accomplishments, Einstein's life was marked by moments of resilience, profound insight, and contemplation of his legacy. This narrative explores a lesser-known episode, the metaphorical burn he experienced, and the conclusion of his remarkable journey. Einstein's burn achievement is an expression that can be tied to his ability to endure professional and personal challenges while achieving brilliance in his work. In the early 20th century, Einstein faced significant skepticism and resistance from the scientific community. His revolutionary ideas, including the famous equation E=mc², were initially met with doubt as they challenged long-standing Newtonian principles. Many peers considered his theories radical and unorthodox. This intellectual burn could have deterred a less determined mind, but Einstein persisted, driven by an insatiable curiosity and commitment to uncovering the truths of the universe. Another significant burn Einstein experienced was personal. In the wake of his growing fame, his relationships often suffered. His first marriage, to Mileva Maric, deteriorated under the weight of his intense focus on science and his demanding personality. This personal upheaval, compounded by the challenges of balancing his genius with everyday life, was a source of pain for Einstein. Yet, through these struggles, he demonstrated resilience, using his work as a refuge and a means of self-expression. This capacity to transform adversity into groundbreaking achievement is a hallmark of Einstein's legacy. Einstein's final years were spent reflecting on the broader implications of his discoveries. He had famously urged President Franklin D. Roosevelt to explore nuclear technology in 1939, fearing Nazi Germany might develop atomic weapons. However, When the bombs were ultimately used on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Einstein expressed profound regret. His connection to these catastrophic events symbolized another burn in his life, one of moral conflict and unintended consequences. For the remainder of his life, he became a vocal advocate for peace, using his platform to campaign against nuclear weapons and militarism. Albert Einstein's death on April 18, 1955, marked the end of an extraordinary journey. He passed away from an abdominal aortic aneurysm in Princeton, New Jersey, leaving behind a legacy that extended far beyond the realm of physics. In his final moments, Einstein refused surgery, remarking that it was his time to go and that prolonging life artificially was unnecessary. His death reflected the humility and pragmatism that defined his approach to life. Einstein's brain was removed during the autopsy and preserved for study, symbolizing humanity's desire to understand the origins of his genius. Researchers examined his brain for decades, hoping to uncover the neurological basis of his intellectual brilliance. While his mind has been dissected scientifically, his true legacy lies in his unrelenting curiosity, his pursuit of knowledge, and his moral reflections on the power and responsibility of science.